If you love apple pies but you're trying to be healthy, then this recipe is for you. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious, easy, and there is no cooking required apple pie. It's super healthy, it's really good for you. We are going to use only wholesome, really good ingredients in this apple pie so that after we eat it, we're not gonna be feeling bloated or heavy or anything like this. This is a really good, delicious, healthy apple pie. Are you ready? So let's go. Okay, so first we're gonna make the crust, and for the crust we're going to use some dry fruit and some nuts. So I have these apricots, dried apricots here. I have about half a cup of dried apricots. I'm using this kind, Turkish organic apricots. When you buy dry fruit, just make sure the ingredients only indicate that fruit, nothing else, because usually sometimes they put some other chemicals in there just to preserve the freshness or to make them look nice. So as you can see here, it only has organic Turkish apricots. If you notice, the color is very dark, and this is what the normal color looks like when they are dried. They're not supposed to look this bright and orangey beautiful color like the fresh ones. They change the color, so just make sure when you buy the apricots you read the ingredients and make sure it only says apricots on it. Let's move on. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of slightly chop this so that I can help my processor to do its job better. Just roughly chop. This is about half a cup of apricots. I'm gonna put it in my food processor. I'm also gonna add a cup and a half of raisins. Same goes with raisins, just read the ingredients, make sure there is no other junk in there. 3/4 of a cup of walnuts. And I also need some dates. These are medjool dates. See, they are nice and gooey. I buy this at Costco. These are just organic medjool dates. I'm gonna make sure I take out all these seeds and make sure with the dates, you might know this already, but if you don't, make sure it looks really nice on the inside, that it doesn't look dark and moldy. You don't want to have a rotten date here. Okay, so this is about a cup of dates. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to this food processor. I got these vanilla beans. Smells good. I'm gonna cut this carefully. And then we're gonna open this. Smells so good. Now we're gonna get all this vanilla on the inside. And I'm gonna add it to our food processor as well. You see, I'm using the other side of the knife. Ooh, it's gonna be delicious. And next ingredient is our ground cinnamon. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of that. Okay, let's go ahead and make our crust. Push it down a little bit. And we're gonna give it another spin. Okay, as you can see here, it's starting to turn into this ball. And it looks sticky enough now. But I'm gonna give it a quick spin, one more spin. Okay, here we go. Our crust should be nice and ready. Now we're gonna go ahead and transfer this into our pan. Now I'm gonna use a parchment paper so it's easier to take stuff out. Go ahead and transfer it here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my hands and I'm gonna press it down so all the surface is gonna be covered with our crust. This is gonna be our crust. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the freezer just for a little bit until we get all the rest ingredients ready. So now we're going to make our apple pie filling, and I have a few apples here. I have about 4 big Honey Crisps and 2 kind of medium size. So what I'm gonna do, I need to peel all these apples. I'm using my knife because I don't have a peeler. I'm also used to peeling my fruits and vegetables just with the knife. You know, sometimes you don't even need any fancy equipment. Just learn how to use knife and you're good to go. So guys, this is gonna be a really good and healthy apple pie. The apple smells so good, and we're not cooking anything. So all these vitamins that are still in these apples, we're still gonna eat them. I love apple pies, but I know how I'm gonna feel after eating a cooked one, full of oils and all kinds of stuff. So I'm trying to be healthy, and this is the way to do it. Okay, so next thing we need to do, we need to get rid of the seeds, get rid of this core. Did you know that you can eat the seeds of apples in small quantities and they are actually good for you? They're actually supposed to kill the C cells, if you know what I'm talking about. But don't eat too many of them. If you eat too many of them, it might be poisonous. Just a little bit. Sometimes I eat an apple as a whole, including all the seeds and everything in it. And it's fine. Been doing this since I was little, actually. And also, did you know that apples and apple juice, like fresh apple juice, it's good for people who have problems with like kidney stones. This acid that's in the apple is supposed to dissolve, it's supposed to help you get rid of it. So if you have some problems, or better not have any problems, just eat apples, okay? So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna take half of it and I'm gonna make a sauce, and I'm gonna chop the other half, and then we're gonna mix it all together, and it's gonna be our delicious apple pie filling. To help my food processor, once again, I need to roughly chop. Okay, so I'm taking about 2 of these apples. I'm just gonna roughly chop it. See, I didn't even wash my food processor because that's okay. And for this recipe, as you can see, I'm not using my blender. I'm only using the food processor. One less appliance to wash. I'm gonna use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. It's gonna give this nice aroma. Just a little super nice aroma. I'm gonna use another teaspoon of cinnamon. Apples and cinnamon and nutmeg. That's it. That's your apple pie right there. I also need to have some extra sweetness because the apples are usually a little bit on the soury side. So I need something sweet. Alright, let's see. So we need about half a cup of this medjool dates. And I'm gonna go ahead, take out all these seeds once again. By the way, if your dates are super dry, then you can go ahead and soak them for about an hour or so. Let's go ahead and process this. I'm gonna make our sauce. Now you might need to stop and just scrape the sides a little bit. This is what our sauce looks like. Now I need to transfer it to another bowl because I'm gonna use my food processor one last time after this. Okay, we are not done with this because to make it thicker, we need to use our chia seeds. So I'm gonna use a couple of tablespoons of chia seeds. I'm gonna mix it up together, all these chia seeds, all this goodness. It's considered to be a superfood. And then just set it aside. We're gonna continue making filling, and then we're gonna make the crumbs on top. So let me go ahead and chop these apples. So I kind of like to chop it in pieces like that. It doesn't have to be super tiny, but it's better if they are not super big either. We're gonna try to make it look like we're gonna cook this apple pie, but we are not. And by the way, guys, I forgot to tell you that you don't have to use nuts if you don't want to in these recipes. What you can do, you can use different kind of like sprouted grain flour. So for example, let me show you. I have the sprouted oats. These are rolled oats, but they sprouted. And what you can do, you can just grind them on a food processor, and there you go. You're gonna have your flour. They are gluten-free, so they're not gonna make you bloated or anything like that. Plus, gluten is not the best thing to eat for us anyway, because it causes a lot of inflammation in people. So it's better to avoid if you can. Apples done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them in here and mix it all up. For all these chia seeds, they absorb the moisture and then they become in this nice thickened sauce. Let's give it a quick taste test. You can taste the spice, it's so good. We're gonna make one more thing and then we're gonna assemble it all together. We need our food processor for this, and we're gonna need to use some pecans. I don't use a lot of pecans, but usually this time of the year, when it's around Christmas, New Year's, I like to use pecans. Alright, let's make our crumbles on top. I'm gonna use 1/4 cup of pecans, 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Yes, we're adding cinnamon everywhere. All 3 layers of cinnamon goodness. 1 teaspoon of this virgin coconut oil. 1 teaspoon. This is it. We're gonna go ahead and make our crumbles. That's it. See, I kind of pulsed it 3 times and we got our crumbles. Smells so good, guys. I can't wait. I can't wait to assemble this. Let's get our crust from the freezer. I'm gonna use all these apples here and kind of evenly distribute it around. Now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of pack it up. Press it, I guess. Now all that's left to do is sprinkle our crumbles or what do you call it, streusel or something like that. Press it down a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and put it in the freezer again for about an hour. Okay guys, the moment of truth is here. It's been about an hour since we put our apple pie in the freezer. And let's take a look if we can open this up. Ooh, wow, looks beautiful. Let me show you close here. This is the cake. Let's cut a piece. Okay, so assemble it here a little bit. You know what? It's okay if it falls apart a little bit. What's most important is how it tastes. Okay guys, let me go ahead and taste this for you. Let's see. I need to get a little bit of everything. It's good. It definitely doesn't taste like a cooked version, but it tastes really good. It tastes really fresh. And the top layer, it's so delicious. And you can keep it in the fridge for at least a week. I don't know if it's gonna last that long. It doesn't last that long in my house. What's my cat doing? What happened? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Ow! You bited me. Why are you crying? Okay guys, so there you have it. A healthy apple pie that's not gonna weigh you down, that's gonna actually make you feel good. So I hope you're really gonna try it, and if you do, don't forget to let me know in the comments below how you liked it. And if you like this video, then don't forget to click on the like button and subscribe down below to my channel if you haven't done it already. I would really like to have you here. And I'm going to leave another video on the screen here somewhere so you can enjoy it next. And I'll see you there.